I'm meteorologist Monica Woods tracking the active weather in California with our weather impact alert. We're looking at tropical moisture, California summer storms, and also the flood risk. Now, for our regional headlines, that rain is impacting the coast. We're also looking at the potential for thunderstorms in the valley, the foothills, and the Sierra, with again a flood risk that will continue to expand throughout parts of Northern California. It starts off in the central part of the valley, the foothills, and even along the coast for Thursday, and then that will migrate its way northward throughout the day on Friday. So most of the northern and central part of the state will be dealing with the impacts of that tropical moisture, thus the weather impact alert in place for Thursday and Friday. The impact being showers and thunderstorms due to the tropical moisture. Need to stay weather aware for the rapidly changing conditions, even the risk of some mudslides and debris flows because of some burn scars, particularly in the central Sierra. All right, let's take a look at the timeline here. As the moisture continues to stream its way northward, we'll see most of the rain along the coast initially, but then this will start to expand with a few isolated thunderstorms in the San Joaquin Valley, and then overnight Thursday into Friday, that moves through the capital region and central California, finally making its way northward. But the moisture's not quite done yet. We'll get roughly about 1/10 of an inch or so of rain, mostly through the Sacramento region, but a little bit more off to the foothills. We're calling for about 1/2 an inch of rain. That's enough to really potentially bring some flood concerns, especially near the Yosemite area. Okay, again, the moisture is moving our way. It moves into Northern California, but then it's still somewhat lingering off the coast. Another low starts to form. It taps into more tropical moisture and moves our way for next week. What a wild start to fall we'll have. Highs will be in the 70s for our Thursday forecast, knocking off some of that heat we've been dealing with. 80s to near 90 for much of the foothills, and again a better risk of some flooding concerns through the central Sierra starting Thursday, lasting through Friday. Highs will be in the 60s and 70s for the higher elevations. We're down into the 80s for the valley after hitting highs in the 100s as we've headed towards much of this work week. Thursday's highs along the central coast are going to be in the 60s. Lots of rain that's been pretty much moving in since Wednesday evening. That will continue to be part of the forecast into our Thursday. For the Bay Area, highs are going to cool somewhat into the 60s. We'll see more cooling take place in the coastal valley communities into the 80s. And again, rain a little bit slow to get going here, but it will eventually move in by Friday. Dry for much of our Thursday for the extreme northern part of the state. Along the northwest coast, we've got highs in the 60s, 90s inland, and we'll be watching for those showers actually lingering into Saturday from parts of the northeast side of the state. Thursday's highs, again, down by about 10 degrees from where we were on Wednesday. For much of the Central Valley, we'll be hitting highs in the mid to upper 80s. Also of note, we've had some high dew points. It's feeling a bit sticky out there. Tropical moisture, some warm offshore waters, so those lows only falling into the 60s to near 70. Weather impact alert in place Thursday and Friday. Most of this is going to be late day Thursday with the showers really starting to develop. Highs will be cooling into the low 80s by the time we get to Friday. A rather warm start though, with lows in the mid 60s and that chance of mainly overnight and early thunderstorms Thursday into early Friday, and then some lingering showers into the afternoon. We're dry for this last weekend of summer. The autumnal equinox on Monday. Highs are going to be in the mid 90s with sunny skies, but here comes that next batch of moisture on Tuesday into early Wednesday with another cooling impact from that moisture, and the clouds will be down into the 80s for the first couple of days of fall.